Hey guys, how's it going? Hey Union, hey Jepo. How's everybody's week going? It's Friday. Thought I'd try a little bit earlier in the day, see if that works out a little bit better. Since it does get kind of fairly late in the EU if I start streaming at the time I usually do on the weekdays. But, just trying things out. The bosses. Hi, Virgil. Yeah, I do think that that's the best part of Godborn, to be honest. Yeah. No, late game it might be kind of fun to mess around with more builds, like once everybody gets to like level 150 or whatever, but it takes a while to get there. No, I just mean like random fights kind of suck. They're not super fun, and like they just take a while. So they don't feel that great. Granted, if I was at like level 120 or something, they probably would feel okay. But being at like level 99 or around there, the fights kind of suck. Random fights, just because they take so long. And for the first couple areas, you're not really in any danger. Because even though they have high stats, they can't usually get through your resistances if you've covered your weaknesses and everything, right? Like, I have the MC using Demi-Fiend's essence for his resistances, so he just nulls pretty much everything. I'll probably do my first New Game Plus on normal, not Godborn, to fine-tune my demons. Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. Godborn is interesting, I think, at the high levels, but like in the like mid levels or whatever, I don't know. It's kind of weird. It makes it so you can't over level everything or anything really. Like the most you can get is you can get on par, but you can still outstat things unless it's the like digital bosses. I think the digital bosses can't be outstatted, but like the normal story content can be. Like you can still buy a bunch of items to like increase stats and everything. Okay. We're right before cert. I ran through this area from the last boss to this boss. I was gonna run to the final boss of this area off stream, but then I was like, oh right, cert, so. So I did upgrade Lucifer's Ice Pleroma to +9, or skill potential, sorry. Pleroma is boosts and stuff in this game, isn't it? Yeah. And then we have the usual new Sakya MC. MC could probably do with a different build at some point, but... Alright. Let's see how the third boss fight goes. Would you recommend doing Infinity Essence Fusion of Demi-Fiend first or learning his moves? Essence. Just because it's like the best essence in the game for the MC. In terms of its being able to block all ailments and all elemental damage, pretty much. Right, unless you have pierce stuff or whatever. And you might want to like change out the moves, right? Like you might want to change your MC's build at different times. So I think it's better for your first time beating Demi-Fiend to grab the affinities and stuff with him. Okay. He does look pretty cool, doesn't he? Maybe we should use this for the screenshot for today's thumbnail. Oh well. Affinity's his moves aren't worth losing to have to refight him. Yeah. You can always bump down the difficulty, but yeah. 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 He does have some good skills, but like I said, if you want to change your build it all, then you're kind of screwed at that point, right? Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd be okay with having like the Nahabino be the new like super boss that shows up all over the place. Personally, I think most people are okay with that. I mean, I've only fought him once here, but like I know that he shows up in like a couple of other games as a super boss. It'll be fun to fight him there too, but well, I don't know about fun. It'll be interesting at least, right? But yeah. Don't know if I should debilitate if you can just remove them. Guess I'll just have a green dance. Yeah, that one was finicky for me as well, because it has to be on one save union. So I had to mess around with stuff to get it to work. Dude, the achievements on Metaphor on Steam are so funky. I had all of them besides the achievement for getting all achievements. It refused to give it to me for some reason. So I just used a tool to give myself the have all achievements achievement, because I did it. Like, gosh dang, I don't know. I think it might be that you have to have all the achievements in one save file. I don't know what it was, man, but anyway, I did it. Eventually. Yeah. Canonically stronger. The power creep is real. I wonder if they'll ever go for like the overall like plot structure of SMT, where you'll be able to like, I don't know, have a plot about traveling between different worlds or whatever. I could see that, like some big SMT 6 where you know, you gather the protagonist from past games and fight like a big boss or whatever. I think that kind of already happened though, didn't it? In like one of the older games. I could be wrong on that, but I think that happened. Probably just Evergreen. We had both games in SMT4 Universe lead up to Yaldabaoth, and we had to beat him with 2 protags and 2 versions of friendship. Doesn't SMT4... I'm not sure about A, like Apocalypse, but isn't the first one just about, fighting Masakado as the final boss? Steven did that in SMT4A's DLC. Ooh, that'll be fun to... Okay. Yeah, I knew it was a thing at one point, so... Alright, that'll be fun to do then, when I get to SMT4A. Hey, Lupa. How's it going? Oh, he has a counter. Okay. Well, we block physical, so it's all fine. Nice. Yeah, that'll be fun to do then. In SMT4A. I am looking forward to that. I do think that I'm probably going to do Persona Q2 first, though. Between this and Rido, I'm probably going to be ready for a break. Just attack for the... okay. Nice. Is it the Mahjong one? How was Mahjong, by the way? Something else I'm doing differently is saving all the skill points from leveling up and waiting till around level 70 before I start allocating them. Yeah. No, there's no Mahjong achievement. Oh, okay. I guess not all of them have an achievement for it. I know that 0 does, but yeah, I guess I don't know about the others. Okay, that's pretty easy to do. Just gotta do some random fights then. Nice, firmament. Let's go ahead and Kanabi. We already bowled, so let's just pass and re-up Fierce Roar. It wasn't hard though. I used the demons that drain, block, or resist fire for this fight in Classic Run, yeah. It's kind of interesting to see him here again, like so much bigger. Both here and in SMT 3, you get a sense of like scale for how big some of these demons really are. I think more so here than anywhere else. Like, hold on, hold on, let me alt tab real quick. Desktop. I know I have that somewhere here. There it is. Free cam. Like, look how much smaller the Nahabino is compared to Cert. Let me see if I can get a good angle here. See, I definitely should have used something like this for the today's thumbnail, shouldn't I? I just didn't think to start the fight or whatever. Like, you can really see the scale of him, especially in the like cutscene where he showed up as well. Oh yeah, the game doesn't load in any of your demons, by the way. It only loads them in on their turn, which is kind of interesting to know. Metaphor, when it does get re-released, needs to make magic more appealing. Like, God Almighty, 1 MP for an overworld and skill with a mage or mass dancer. Although I will say, I thought that mage had like the best overworld attack patterns for dealing with like large groups of enemies when grinding like the crystals and stuff. Do I have the game turned down? I do. That's my bad. I had it turned down earlier for off-stream stuff. How's the audio now, by the way? Now that I've turned it up to an appropriate level. I guess just go ahead and debilitate. Metaphor should also less increase to carry over stat increases. Yeah, really should. The best you can do is just hold on to the incenses, but at that point it would take you like multiple runs to get enough incenses. Well, you couldn't even carry that many because you could only get up to 99. Yeah. Yeah, if you want to occupy yourself for 5 or 6 hours, you could do the business minigame in Yakuza 0. That takes a while. To be fair, you're supposed to do that while you're doing other stuff. Like, you're just supposed to check back in on it every once in a while. Yeah, Metaphor's got some weird stuff going on. Even if it's just with the bathing buffs, please, yeah. Yeah, 99 of each incense would take forever. I kind of want to make some mods for Metaphor just to make the like late game experience better. Like, the 2 changes I could make that would really help like the late game experience is, in the late game there should be a vendor that sells the mushrooms, the rock shrooms from the runners or whatever. And then that last area, the enemies there should drop like different incenses as well, because you've already got an enemy that drops MP incenses, so, and HP incenses, so why not just make that a thing for like a bunch of the other enemies around for like different incenses? It's the last dungeon of the game, who cares, you know? If somebody wants to like spend 20 hours getting everybody to max stats, like I don't see why that's really an issue at that point. Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to some sort of like Radiant quest kind of thing, especially in a game like that. I feel like it would make sense to have like some sort of like randomly generated quest for like different areas or something. Although you would kind of need more areas to go to. Maybe you could reuse the field areas or some of the dungeons, make some more side quests, more reason to go back. It was kind of cool that the capital had that one dungeon you could go back to again in the late game, but like there wasn't anything like that outside of that. Like there wasn't any other revis to previous dungeons like that that offered up new areas or anything. Yeah, post game would be good too. Having like a go everywhere, solve people's problems as king kind of thing would, I think, work out fairly well. You could also like have some cool quests like relating to like, I don't know, the first king, like get some more lore on him or do something else fun. There's a lot of stuff you could do, like some cool post-game quests. Maybe a new area unlocks, maybe you finally get to, you know what would be cool is if post-game is the new area is the academy, and you finally get to go to the academy, and you get to go to the academy and you get more lore on like the dragons and the first king and everything. It's a whole new dungeon you get to go to. There's like high level enemies. It makes sense why there'd be high level enemies there, because experiments and shit, and you could get more lore and it would make sense. You could like have more funny dialogue about like, oh, I wonder what this is, like you had about the modern stuff, or like the old tech from the temple dungeon. Yeah. Yeah. Also, you know, you already have the designs for all the characters, right? You get new outfits for all the characters and everything. Maybe you can have like one last conversation with them if you max out their rank. Well, then it'd be extending the end of the game even more, which I do think that the true ending does go on for a very long time, to be fair. Like going from like where starting the final boss to like actually seeing the credits takes like several hours. Oh, I don't know. I didn't think that like some of the like I feel like a lot of the enemies in like the last dungeon of the game really could not stand up to like max level party with their unique archetypes. And I don't think I even min-maxed that game to the fullest extent that I could. And I didn't find any of the random enemies, or even like most of the mini bosses in that final dungeon to be too intimidating. It also kind of sucks that the mini bosses don't actually give like side grades of like the ultimate weapons. Like some of the, like a lot of the weapons that you get from maxing out the royal archetypes are just better, like just straight up better than what you can get for doing the like mini bosses there. I'm not saying there's no point in doing them, but like their stats could be a little bit higher, or they could have more interesting effects in some cases. But like the tooth monsters specifically, yeah, we're just there for incense farming, to be kind of a gimmicky like kind of enemy. And that's fine. You can have gimmicky enemies that are just there for like being able to farm high level items or whatever. I just don't understand why like there wasn't random drops from the other enemies to also get like the other instances. Yeah. Although I still think that the most overpowered thing in the game is probably cooking. Like, it's just so good, man. I have a feeling when I do my MC only run, cooking is going to be my best friend, because that way I can have so many things that the MC can do. Don't worry, I don't have Steam notifications on for that stuff. I don't need to know every time my friend opens up a video game. I turned off most of Steam's like overlay stuff. I think the only thing I have left on is still like achievements. And why is this so scarce this one right now? Yeah, I mean I did the like MP SP grind, right? But can't say it was too fun or anything. Hit firmament. And the critical. But yeah, no, the extra press turns, food is like definitely the like best thing in the game by a landslide, to a ridiculous degree, unfortunately. But it'll probably be very, very useful during like the MC only run. During like a challenge run, it'll be useful. That said, I do kind of want to make it easier to get by like making the mushrooms buyable in the end game, but like that's just because because if you don't make the mushrooms buyable, then your best bet is just to like constantly, oh shoot, I should have Muraco mode there. Your best bet is to constantly refresh what items you get from checking the pantry every day, and constantly reload until you get the mushroom that you need. Because the the like crier dude, the guy who like follows you around all the time, like one of the best characters, but I can't remember his name. That dude was probably going to be the bard class, and he was probably supposed to have the social link with you, but then because of time constraints or rewrites, they ended up not having that. So now there's no bard class. That would have been similar to the merchant thing. I don't know. On the one hand, it's really cool to see Atlas do new things. On the other hand, I do think that Metaphor wasn't their best effort when it came to like balancing an RPG. It's weird because like the setting and everything is pretty good. The artwork is pretty good. I overall enjoyed my time with it, but I think that the actual gameplay is kind of a step down from some of their other series, like SMT and even some of the Persona games. I think have better gameplay, even some of the older ones. I don't think that the job system was as good as it could have been, and I think that that just in general the gameplay could have been better, especially the late game stuff. Still, it's cool to see them try new things. I hope they don't give us. I hope they give us a Metaphor 2 and they don't give us a Metaphor refund Tazio. You know. But we'll see, I guess. Oh, that's a fair point. If enemies are able to do it, for the most part, the player should be able to. Outside of a few exceptions, like adding press turns. I think it was fine having a unique skill that the MC can use for a high MP cost on his last archetype that he can only do once per battle that gives him more press turns. I think that's fine, because that's like very high stipulations, like very endgame, very hard to actually get working. But I don't think that, like, honestly, the add extra press turns food item didn't need to exist. Or if it did, it doesn't need to be, like, was it? Is it 2 press turns or 4 press turns? Whatever it is. It just didn't need to exist. You could have found something else. You could have just made it a Soma. You could have made the best healing item a Soma with, like, Heat Riser. That would still be super busted, and you would be able to, but it wouldn't be, like, as good as just adding more press turns. Still, it is interesting that they decided to go for the press turn system for Metaphor instead of, like, doing another spin on the like once more system or something. Just cool. Yeah. Yeah, I think that the royal archetypes, you should have been able to pass down their unique skills to other archetypes for that character, just because I think it would give more options and it would specialize a character in an area rather than having them always just use their royal archetype once they unlock it, because the royal archetypes are the best thing that most of the characters can be doing once they unlock them, as far as I can tell. But if you were able to pass down the skills, then they would specialize in an area. So yes, the royal archetype would be their best overall, but in some cases, like, it might be better to do, like, gunner skills, but also this, or also that, or whatever, right? But, like, enhanced with, like, the royal archetype stuff or whatever. I think that would have been a better way to do it, personally. Give more flexibility to the job system. Create more interesting decisions in the late game. Maybe that's just a personal preference, but I think that the job system could have been better. And I know that Atlas doesn't do job systems as much, but they have had experience with the Etrian Odyssey games somewhat, right? And, like, they did reference Etrian Odyssey in, like, the DLC outfits that they had and some of the class design and stuff, right? Because it overlaps, because they both have job systems. Also, it's a job system. You have plenty of reference material from plenty of other games. It's not like you're coming up with something brand new. Yeah, for some reason, Impaler's Animus only works on their first attack. I guess that's how it's supposed to work. It's just weird that, like, it doesn't work for their whole turn. You'd think it would, but apparently not. Apparently that would be too strong. I'm saying that, but like probably the next boss actually will be a huge pain in the ass because it'll be the one where she has like 6 or 7 press turns a turn if we're going for the achievement. So, which I do want that achievement. By the way, I was looking through my compendium. I think I'm missing like one of the only major demons I'm missing is Inanna, one of the like the third and final version of Maria, if you're playing on a chaos route. So I'll be able to get that this time. She's okay. She's got 4 unique elemental attacks that all do 300 base damage, which is pretty good in some categories. Like there are better attacks in electric, but not in like ice. So that'll be good to get at some point. I do like the dynamic lighting on Cirque's sword there. Hey Giorno, how's it going? Pretty good, just working through Godborn. Kind of just meandering through the spot fight, to be honest, just yapping while we go through it, pretty much, about metaphor and everything. Although he's over halfway done, so we're getting there. Yeah, here's the thing. This is the thing about Godborn too. It's like, I know I'm gonna win. Like, there's no way, unless I'm completely flubbed this, or he gets like really lucky with Impaler's Amatoki Impaler's Animus or whatever turn. I know I'm gonna win. It's just a matter of time. You know what? Nah, I should just go for the critical. It's whatever. I do have Satan, yeah. I just didn't bring him to this fight. He's my fire user. That's kind of cool looking. I can't turn off all the UI here. I can only turn off some of it. For some reason, that's baked in. Hold on, there's a thumbnail. Hold on, there's a screenshot. Just Satan up against the flames. That's kind of cool looking, actually. Oh, wait. I think I can hide. Yeah! There we go. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, right. Yep. Yeah. Him, and then I think also Marcy. Also for... Oh, what's his name? Danu is in through DLC. Dogda is in through DLC. They have Zeus here, which I believe the 2 versions of Zeus are from SMT4, if I'm not mistaken. No spoilers, I haven't played SMT4A yet. It'll probably be later this year, but yeah. I think that's everything. There's also one that they add, Marcy from SMT4. They added her in as free DLC update, which was kind of cool. Okay. I think that design of him is in the SMT4 games, or at least like it's half. He has like 2 different designs and they kind of merge them together here. So he has his like dark design and his light design, and I think it's like fully different designs, but they kind of like merge them together here into like like one unit. So I think that's correct. Could be wrong on that, but that is my understanding as somebody who hasn't played the game yet. Okay. Let's see, so Nabbyvale. Pass. Evergreen. Bowl. Guard. Oh yeah, the faker stuff, yeah. There were some pretty good social links in the game, to be fair. There's some good characters in Metaphor. Like I said, I think the story overall is pretty good. The world building is really good. I just think that the gameplay wasn't Atlas's best. So it's kind of hard for me. I don't know about hard, but it was kind of like interesting, I guess, to see people say like Metaphor was like the best game of the year or whatever, when I thought SMT5 here, like SMT5 Vengeance here, had like way better combat. Obviously, right? But like, and the story was decent too. Like Vengeance's story is decent, I will say. It's not like the best, it's not peak fiction or anything, but like, it's good. It's good stuff. Oh shoot. My bad. For some reason, I was thinking we were on an Omagaki critical turn. Now let me just pass and Evergreen again. I fully expected the twist at the end, and when, of course, there's no consequences. Yeah, that was a little bit disappointing, but I mean, it's a faker, right? I don't know. I think overall, it was interesting to have a more morally gray social link, like to that extreme, because like Persona only goes so far with it. Where it's kind of like the Devil Social Link, where P3 it's you know, Tanaka, P4 it's the nurse lady, P5 I think it's that drunk reporter lady, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I don't know. I can take it or leave it. On the one hand, having him actually die is kind of interesting. On the other, it makes sense. It's in character for him to fake his own death, so not too upset over it. Oya? Yeah, I think Oya is Devil Social Link, right? In P5? You're not the fake. I'm not the fake, you are, faker. Sorry, I'm just thinking about that stupid Sonic Adventure meme. I actually have never played Sonic Adventure. I really should get around to that at some point. I don't know. I say that, but I say that about a lot of games. Meanwhile, I'm over here choosing to like invest my time into like the longest games ever, right? Like, how long has this fight been going on for, like, what, 20 minutes now? To be fair, some of that's just me waffling about and, like, yapping, but... Well, you still won, so, you know, there's that. Okay. Yeah, the only one I remember really playing from that era quite a bit was, Sonic Heroes, which was pretty good. I never finished the whole campaign because there's like campaigns with like multiple groups of characters, and I never finished the whole thing and got like the Metal Sonic like chapter that's in the game. It's fun overall though. That, and I actually played a decent amount of Sonic 06 and the Sonic Wii games, Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight. I think I beat Sonic and the Secret Rings. Black Knight, I got pretty far, but the final boss was kind of annoying to like the Wii motion controls for the sword to work properly. So I think I ended up having to return it to the library before I finished it. And for Sonic 06, I got pretty far into the game. I got into like the last act, and then I kept falling off rails or falling through rails, and like, I don't know, the jank caught up with me eventually, and I didn't finish the game. Still have it though. It's kind of interesting to try the revamped version that somebody's made on PC or whatever, the PC port. I have played the original Sonic all the way through once. It's been a while, but I played the original one through all the way through at one point. I also played some of the other original Sonic games. I had the like Sonic Mega Collection on Xbox, the original Xbox. So there was that, and then there was like the Ooze and Comic Zone. I remember playing all those games on that collection. Mean Bean Machine. Played Sonic Rush a decent amount on the DS. See you later. All right, see you later, Lorenzo. Thanks for hanging out. I don't know. I feel like I've never gotten too good at the Sonic games. I do enjoy their soundtracks though. Like that has always been the best part of a Sonic game for me. It's just the like really good soundtracks. Highway to the danger zone. Danger zone. Level 120. What do we want to put points into? We could put more into strength, make Murakumo better. I mean, at some point I'll reallocate these, right? So yeah, let's just put some points into vitality, I guess. See if we can get up to 300 or something. Getting there. Oh, I should probably heal up a minute. Ah, no, we're actually doing okay. No, hi, does I? Fair enough. It's a shame that Satan's unique skills aren't that great on like random enemies and stuff, or bosses, I guess. Naturally. Naturally, I am better at this than you are, does I? It's not a very high bar, unfortunately. Oh, we're gonna have to fight him for the ending, aren't we? Because we're doing chaos ending this go around. Because I've done true neutral. I did order on vengeance, so we're gonna go chaos here, and then chaos probably, and then vengeance as well. Yeah, it's the design that was made for SMT4 A, as far as I can tell. It looks good though. I think he's just trying to get everybody's input. There are a lot of really cool designs in SMT4 that'd be cool to see in 3D for sure. Especially some of the like Tokyo Defender designs that I saw in SMT4. I was like, man, that'd be really cool to see in like full 3D. Probably will at some point, honestly. Hey, little guy. Or girl? Can't tell, really. Well, you can kind of tell, actually. Oh, there is Dekiraba. There's our destination. Hi, Dekiraba. Sorry, we won't be hanging out too much this time. I could just say you'll pay me, you'll tell me for free. Wait, you could just say tell me for free? Man, I think I wasted a good 10k yen on that or whatever last when I did that the first time. Foray Satan was on hyperdemonic timing in his boss fight. Foray Satan is the thing you hope shows you some mercy. Okay. Now you're hyping up Foray quite a bit. Not opposed to that though. It'd be interesting to see for sure. Hopefully they've refined some of the systems and stuff from 4. Most of 4 was good. Some of the gameplay choices were a little funky though. Smirking and stuff is something that people talk a lot about. Smirking was okay for the most part, but having allies involuntarily make an enemy smirk was always kind of annoying for sure. Okay. Well, so we're coming up on... Gotcha. He is one of the better navigators from my memory. Gets a lot of gems, which makes sense for Dekiraba. I might be saying his name wrong. I just noticed that there's an A towards the end. Or an I towards the end. Dekarbia? I don't know. I'm probably saying like half these names wrong anyway. Let me just check something. So I'm trying to remember who the boss is coming up. Like, I know that it's the boss with all the press turns. I just can't remember like which one it actually is. I feel like I'll know it when I see it, but Decarabia. Decarabia. Gotcha. Decarabia. If I'm not mispronouncing that as well. Decarabia. Okay. Ishtar, right. Yeah, Ishtar. Yeah. Okay. So weak to force and dark. I'm gonna guess that the boss is still weak to dark, but can't be insta-killed, obviously. Fornius offspring? Aren't him and Fornius like good buddies? Like Decarabia. Starting to get used to saying that. Decarabia and Fornius are supposed to be like good friends or whatever. And there's multiple references to that in multiple games. There's probably some lore there or whatever. Ever wonder what a human Geodude looks like? No, I don't have to wonder. Because I've seen this dude. Oyamatsumi. They were supposed to go on a date in Nocturne, were they? I thought they were just meeting up as friends or whatever. Because the references that I usually see are like best friends or whatever, but who knows. So, okay. So we probably want somebody with force and... or good force damage or good darkness damage. Well, what's our best option here? Let me just... I hate that it, like, stops playing sound whenever I alt-tab. It doesn't stop rendering the game, it just, like, mutes it. Just trying to look at the skill list here a minute. Okay. Gosh dang it. So, best thing we can do for darkness is probably gonna be either Wolperschnat from Mephisto, Deathflies from Beelzebub is pretty similar power, but it costs a lot more MP. Technically, Alice, Naboros, and Belial all have access to a gauge skill that does a lot of damage. A lot of darkness damage. What else do we got? Die for me is not terrible because it's 2 to 6 hits at 135 base power. So, and it's random foes, but since it's only one enemy, it should all pile on her. So if you high roll, Alice does probably more damage than Wolperschnat. And it also costs less MP, but you have to kind of high roll. Well, you have to at least get 3 fruit out damage, which is not terrible. And I guess if it's like critting, if you're using Omatoki critical. So Alice would not be a bad choice. What else do we got for force? Inanna, I don't have. Yeah, probably darkness is the way to go here for Ishtar then. So either Alice or Mephisto would probably be good. Actually, if you were playing normally, Decarabia would be not bad here because his Hell Gaze is 200 base power to one foe. 100% insta-kill when striking a weakness too. Which would be useful against random enemies, I guess. Yeah, I think that our best bet then is probably Alice or Mephisto. Does anybody know if either of them is higher? Dark Draco Strike is 15 power weaker than a Baryon and can crit. Yeah, you're right. There is Dark Draco Strike. That is fair. You are not wrong on that. Although I'm kind of trying to look at like what the unique skills are that are available to us, right? Because Black Draco Strike can crit, but it's 200 base power. So if it doesn't crit, and given that, like, I mean, it wouldn't be terrible. I don't know. I kind of have a bias towards Alice anyway, so I kind of just want to level her up anyway and like make a good build for her. I was thinking about doing that anyway, but like, I wasn't sure if I was going to need a darkness user or not because I didn't look at Ishtar until now. Well, let me look at Alice and Mephisto and kind of compare the two, I think. Because if we're going to be using Omagaki critical anyway, or Omatoki critical, then it's kind of like whatever, right? For the whole crit thing. Give me your soul. When user receives a stat debuff, slight MP recovery to all allies once per turn. Not sure. I know she has die for me, obviously, right? She doesn't have a terrible build on her right now. The one in the compendium. It's only level 77, so I'd have to go and get some more grimoires a minute, but I could do that pretty quickly thanks to Mitama DLC, so. And her dark skill potential is already maxed out, so that's useful. Let me see. So there's that, or there's oh, what's his face? The Mephisto, yeah. Mephisto up your asso. Okay. There he is. Good old Mephisto. Compound Calamity increases damage for all allies when striking weakness of foes that have ailments. Oh. Well, is Bosch Ishtar weak to any ailments? That would be a good thing to know. Because if so, then we could, like, have him use an ailment on Ishtar and then, like, deal more damage. Hold on, I need to look up Boss Ishtar stats. SMT 5 Ishtar boss. Just go to the wiki, I guess. Stat line for vengeance. Specifically, I want the boss one. Oh. Stupid wiki. Gotta load in like 5 pop-up ads. Even with ad blocker. I need to get a better ad block, maybe. Anyway. Oh, here we go. As a boss, she is weak to Force and Dark still. She has Dreadful Gleam, which is a heavy electric attack to all foes, and has Pierce. Chance of Inflict Seal. Resists Sleep, Mirage, Poison, Confuse, Charm, and Seal. Interesting. So she does have Maracunda, which if she uses that against Alice, we at least get a little bit of MP back, which isn't much, but it's something. She has electric attacks, light attacks, charm. She has a charm skill, so. But yeah, it seems like she resists all ailments, so it's probably not worth trying to roll that for Mephisto. Okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Alice right now. He can recover Whelp's cost with both restores, and those are only resists. Yeah, they are only a resist, but like, then I have to like set up with him. I don't know. Maybe there's like one she doesn't resist. Is there another ailment that I'm not thinking of that she doesn't resist? Because it's Sleep, Mirage, Poison, Confusion, Charm, Seal. Is there anything else? So, Sleep, Mirage, Poison, Confusion, Charm, Seal. Yeah, okay. So that's all the ailments then, because MC blocks all of them with Demi-Fiend's affinities. Outside of maybe like some unique ones that bosses use, so. Okay. Yeah, I'm leaning towards Alice here, to be honest with you. Maybe that's the wrong choice, but that's what I'm leaning towards anyway. Yeah, die for me is a random multi-strike, but since it's a boss, you know, Mephisto was originally going to be Joker's persona. Interesting. I assume, like, it wouldn't have had the same design, of course, but same lore, I assume. In the end, they ended up going with the Lupin guy, right? Or Arsene, I should say. Okay. Yeah. So let me pull out the Alice a minute. She's already decently high leveled. Die for me is not bad. And I can just slightly tweak her build and we'll probably be fine. Like, she doesn't need a Mudabarion or Mamudabarion if we're using her. We can just swap those two out for more support skills. She already has Drain Light. Yeah, let's just use this. This will save me a lot of time too.
Sure.
Because now I only have to get like Null Electric or something on her for this boss fight. Null Electric and then like, I don't know, something else maybe. Either defensive or offensive. So Apotheosis, Alice. And I also have to get some level up items, but I can do that fairly quickly. Null Electric, we'll be fine with that probably. Lowest level is Adrenaline, right? No, sorry. It's Locacious, so go original, go down to L. Oh, I don't have enough money for this. Great. Okay. Well, I have to make some money, I guess. Let me see if I picked up any some items. I don't have any relics. Okay. All right. Well, let me just go over here then. Gonna do the good old Matador, Mott, and Lois strategy. And then system options. Let's go ahead and turn on XP and Maka a minute. Do want to run around the desert here a minute. So we want the red and the yellow. Oh, nice. See if we can get that last one. Nope. Okay. Okay. Just trying to make sure we don't miss. Okay. Nice. Sakia leveled up. Let's see, how many do I need for Alice? Because we want to get her to level 99 at least. So she needs 5 more, and then we need some for... level 99 there, and then we need some more for getting a couple of skills. So we want Null Electric. What else do we want on her? I don't know. Is there something that helps multi-hit attacks hit more? I think there's a trait like that, but I don't think there's a passive skill like that. What else would be good? Maybe just High Restore would be good if we're hitting weaknesses multiple times with a multi-hit attack. Or does High Restore only works per attack, not per hit? I think. It's always that last one, huh? Okay. However, we don't need too much money anyway. Just grab a couple more of these and then we can turn off the Umotoki dance per attack, yeah. Yeah, I think there's like a skill for that, but there's not like a passive that just like makes multi-hits attack more consistent or anything. Yeah. I think it's not really too viable, is it? Yeah, I suppose. It is a shame that Koryu's like multi-hit buffs aren't really good enough to be worth using most of the time. Oh, that's not bad. Nope. Just runs away. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let me just go ahead and turn off the money ones. That should be enough for now anyway. Just need some more XP. Grimoires a minute. I don't know how many we're gonna actually need. Maybe we should just go pull out the demon and then however many I need is however many I need. But I'll always have a use for more, so nice. MC leveled up. Just pump into vitality, I guess. Koryu? Am I Koryu? I'm probably mispronouncing that. I know the Ryu part is probably right, but I don't know if it's Koryu or Koryu. I don't know how much you're supposed to blend the H and the R there. I don't know. At this point, I've given up because, like, you've got, like, names from all sorts of different cultures and religions and everything. It's like, man, even if you could remember, like, just the Japanese names, there's still ones that are from, like, Egypt and, like, all sorts of different cultures and everything, right? So it's just, like, impossible. Like, no matter what your ethnicity, you're probably going to be mispronouncing something unless you, like, really dig in and try your best. Like, I'm sure that some of the official, like, dubs don't even have, like, the quote-unquote correct pronunciation for some of the demons and personas. Yeah. Right. Yeah. You're right, I have seen them use both. I think there was one more, yeah. And then we'll go grab Lacacious? Yeah, Lacacious. And grab Null Electric from her, hopefully, in a minute. And then we'll have to grab one more skill for Alice. She's already got Enduring Soul, so that should hopefully be decent. I don't know. We could get like a resist ailment skill or something maybe on her. Drain of Vitality for MC. Nice. Go talk to Satan and Thor a minute, I think. Or the Nahabiho. Some extra strength. Always good on the Nahabiho. Some extra vitality on Satan. Yeah. Let's get Alice to level 99 in a minute. Should be good for now. Technically, I could get her up to like level 120, but whatever. I don't know. Maybe I should be getting them up to like level 110 or something. We'll see how this next boss fight goes. I have a feeling I'm going to die a few times before I am able to crack it, at the very least. I could level up to like 120 for the boss fight, to be honest. I wouldn't be opposed to that. But let's just see how things go after attempting it a few times today. Let's see, so... World of Shadows. Ever wonder where Beelzebub came from? Oh, I think I got the lore drop on that, Giorno. I got the lore drop of like where Beelzebub came from like Baal and like the perversion of Baal and everything when I was playing SMT4, because there's a whole like side quest that relates to that in the end game with like Baal and Beelzebub and everything. Yeah, there's no electric.
No.
It would honestly be kind of cool if one of the games had both Honglong and Koryu, and you had them like fight or whatever with like different designs. Like keep the like Golden Dragon, I don't know, like have their different designs or whatever, where Koryu can be more, you know, Japanese style dragon, and Honglong can be a, you know, Chinese style dragon. Maybe have like a side quest where the two of them are fighting or whatever, where like there's a conflict between the two different versions of like the dragon, where they're like battling for supremacy. Could be a very interesting like side quest kind of thing. And you could easily have them be like slightly different with like different designs or whatever. There's a little bit of that in kind of like the Percy Jackson books, where you have like the different versions of like either the Greek or Roman gods, and they have like different, slightly different personalities depending on like which one is more prominent at the time. It's interesting. Let me see. So yeah, well, we never find out like the Nahabino's like official name or anything. I don't think there's a canonical name for him, so there's the essence. Okay, goodbye, Locacious. I'm getting very full on my stock. I'll have to get rid of some people at some point. Maybe like Yoshitsune and Dagda. I haven't really used them too much. Danu might actually be useful for this upcoming fight. Matriarch's Love is useful for removing ailments and debuffs. So, although she would have to like manually use Luster Candy. Well, one thing at a time. Can maybe change out the healer once we see how this goes. Let's give Alice Null Electric for this fight. Yeah, forward to getting more into Ride Out tomorrow. I feel like I've barely scratched the surface of it, to be honest. To be fair, it's only been one stream so far, so that does kind of make sense. Like, we haven't even gotten the ability to, like, change out or make new weapons or anything, so I'm hoping that'll be a thing here soon. Let's see. Let's get rid of Dabarion. Technically, we don't need both Dark and High Dark Pleroma, probably, but... Or... no, Fizz can probably stay. Let's see. Do we go for High Restore? Well... Let me set this. What do we want to give Alice? Probably something defensive, right? Because we're in Godborn. I have Ride Out, but I haven't started yet. I just started last Sunday, yeah. After I finished P4 Pixie only. So, it's been good so far. Ride Out has more fighting capability than I thought he would. He feels kind of like KH1 Sora, if that makes sense. He's got some decent combos and stuff, and it's more about, like, managing your MP bar, because your quick attacks increase your MP bar that your demons also draw off of, but your heavy attacks are the attacks that really do some damage with the Ride Out. And he has, like, an aerial attack and everything. He can, like, jump to avoid attacks or to use an aerial, like, downward strike. So, it's interesting. Fair enough. So, there's also stuff like Great Mana Spring and Great Life Spring. Because how much health does Alice have? She's not super tanky. We could give her like Great Life Spring or something if we wanted her to be kind of tanky. I'm not too worried about her health. So let's see, it would be Sakya. Probably stick with Nua again. And Alice. Nice. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. I'm glad you're getting your money's worth out of that Switch too. Hopefully. Yeah, I don't know. Money's subjective, but it sounds like you're having fun, so that's good. I'm glad you're not regretting your purchase. What else do we want to give her? Like, we gotta give her something else, right? Yeah, I feel like High Life Pleroma would probably be good. You know what? Nua should have that. Nua should have that instead of Abyssal Mask, probably. No, wait, she already does. She already has Great Life Spring. Duh. My bad. My bad. My bad. Yeah, let's just give her, like, Great Life Spring. Make her more tanky. That's the best thing I can think of just off the top of my head. Maybe there will be something that's better for this fight, and then I can grab that after I've died a couple of times here. Who has Great Life Spring? Abaddon does. Thunderbird does. Probably just grab Thunderbird, right? Yeah. That does check out, yeah. It does seem that way.
Sure.
Yeah, I think for most people, they see the Switch 2 as like something that's interesting if they like the Switch 1, but I don't know. It's just money-wise, especially the games, just kind of start stacking up, you know? Nice, got the essence with the last grimoire we had. How many super bosses does this game have? I only played the original SMT 5. There is Masakato for this route. There is Shiva on this route. There is Demi-Fiend, because he's included since he was DLC with the original. So that's 3 on this route. And then instead of Masakato, you get a different super boss for Vengeance. And then there's also a like true Masakato and like true version of that other boss fight if you're on Godborn, or sorry, if you're on New Game Plus. If you're on New Game Plus, not Godborn, New Game Plus. And then there's also Satan, which unlocks Godborn once you've beaten him. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is Shiva a super boss? I guess so, kind of. I count it. 5. I guess Marcy technically counts. It's like 6 or so. I don't know. But there's also like stronger versions of all the bosses that you can fight in like a virtual trainer kind of thing. Satan is also considered a super boss, yeah. Yep. Yeah, for sure. He's actually a pretty interesting boss because the way he works is he uses, you know, Magatsuhi gauge skills. So every few turns he'll he'll constantly summon 2 or 3 allies depending on which phase of the fight you're in, and he'll cycle through different demons, kind of like how the Demi-Fiend does. And if you don't kill off the demons, he'll absorb them and he'll heal himself for a little bit, as well as like gaining access to their Magatsuhi skill. And some of them can heal him, some of them can, like, you know, greatly buff his damage and everything. There's literally a Magatsuhi skill that is basically, you know, full heal to himself. So if you don't like stop him from getting that, he just full heals and you have to basically start the fight over again. I did him on the first try, but he got that off, so the fight was like twice as long. I literally had to kind of like start from scratch with the fight mid-fight and like get him all the way back down to 0 from 100% half, after getting him down to like half already. He was needed for true neutral in vanilla game. Was he? Like this dude? I thought they added him for Vengeance. I thought he was new. There's also technically a version of the final boss that's considered harder, like true Lucifer or whatever, that I think has more press turns and has like extra moves and everything. Okay. Okay. I assume it's the same thing here in Vengeance. It's just Transcendent Lucifer, yeah. Yeah, there's like that version of him as well, where it's like a harder version of the final boss fight. It was decently hard. I actually tried it because I had to, like, you know, make a New Game Plus save file again. So I fought the harder version of him on the hardest difficulty before Godborn. It was a fairly difficult fight. It was actually more difficult than some of the fights in Godborn, because he had more piercing skills and stuff. So yeah, Shiva's a super boss. I don't know. He doesn't feel quite as strong when you compare him to like Satan or Demi-Fiend or True Masakato. But yeah, he is considered a super boss. I guess there is like... Is there a harder version of him? Like there is a harder version of Masakato? Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like Vengeance should have added a way to unlock him. Maybe as a fusion with like Satan and stuff, but... I guess you do get access to regular Lucifer through Satan. So you already kind of have that. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. Compendium, register, everybody. Yep. And then save. All right, let's see how this Ishtar fight goes. Yeah. Yeah, that more demons mod does look really good. Oh, I forgot I left on the Mitama. Yeah, Mitama XP thing. I do not care. Yeah. No, you can through mods, but yeah. I'm looking forward to that more demons mod for sure. I'll have to try that once they stop adding things to it and like it's a bit more balanced. Right now it's still pretty unbalanced. Yeah. I mean, that design of Lucifer is pretty cool too, but Transcendent Lucifer is too bad you can't get Transcendent Lucifer in any way. Knowing Atlas, they'll probably sell him as DLC for SMT 6 or something. Like as a super boss that you can beat and unlock. Or as like one of the spin-off SMT games or something. Alright, let's see how this goes. Ooh, peak music, right, I forgot. Nah, he just forced himself on me. He's like, I'm coming whether you like it or not. Oh, man, this music is so good, man. Let's go and debilitate. Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Fierce Roar. You can tell I'm playing SMT 5 because I have nothing but girls in the party. I don't remember what Die For Me is. Oh yeah, that's what it looks like here. Okay. Yeah, this one especially is pretty good too. I like this boss music quite a bit. Yeah, that pierces, by the way. Oh man, how many press turners do you have? She has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. She has 8. Okay. Oh my gosh. Enduring Soul already had to be procced. Okay. If I want Nua to be a... yeah. No, yeah, I think it's kind of like the same thing for me where with Sonic, where it's like, I'm not too good at the games, and man, that soundtrack. She gets like 8 turns or so, yeah. She gets 8 or so press turns. And her unique electric skill there can't be pierces, so. Yeah, and she has a Kunda. Okay. Yeah, Dreadful Gleam there. Pierces, so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, if she does stuff like that, maybe I have to get Absorb or Repel Electric on, like, Alice and stuff. Maybe. I don't know, maybe Nua isn't the right choice for this boss fight. Well, either way, I have to swap in somebody else for now. Let's go ahead and just swap in, like, Danu to help deal with, ailments. Man, so good, man. Music is such a banger. But yeah, there's a reason why they did an achievement for beating this version of Ishtar. Technically, you don't have to do this on Godborn, but come on, I'm streaming it. I gotta make this somewhat interesting, right? But yeah, this is definitely the hardest version of this fight, so I figured we'd die pretty horribly here, actually. We'll just have to see how, like, what adjustments I have to make to actually make this work, you know? Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to, like, actually come up with a proper team for this because of all the press turns and everything. Yeah, there is. On Steam, at least. You need Chaotic Quill for this fight? Ah, maybe. I could also level up past 99. I could get everybody to like level 120 or whatever, because MC's already at 122. That would help a bit, but yeah. I'll need to figure out some stuff for this. I need to kind of like look at what I have options for. I wasn't sure like what her full kit was, so. I think getting Absorb Electric might be helpful for Alice and stuff, so. But yeah, this is definitely quite a hard fight. Nice. What's our strategy? Try and see how it goes, honestly. Mostly just trying to get Alice to deal damage. Use our Omagatoki critical. Pretty standard strategy. Just see how it goes, and when I die, make adjustments pretty much. I don't think she did. No, she didn't. I don't think she has a way to heal Jeppo. I would remember that. Yeah. Yeah, I did Creation first and then Vengeance, so I didn't have to do an extra playthrough for it, but yeah. Oh, man. Danu is healed. Okay. Right? Why is she not able... Oh, everybody's at full health. That's why. Never mind. I'm just stupid. Yeah. Go and Bolo, I guess. There's probably a better strategy we could be doing here, but we'll see how this goes. Oh yeah, she can heal. But it's not to full. Looks like it's about 500. That's an Absorb, right? No? So she likes using light attacks, so I'll have to keep that in mind. Okay. No, I did. I think Sakya has electric rain. Yeah, Sakya has electric terrain. But this is my first attempt at the fight, so I wasn't sure what to expect, really. I'll have to upgrade Alice to electric terrain from null electric. Because I just had her on in null electric. Let's see, who else has, like, repeller and... Yeah, that'll work. Right? Yeah. Bring in Beelzebub a minute. How do you fuse Lucifer? You have to get Satan. So you have to get into Godborn, unfortunately. I wonder, instead of Nua tank, it'd be better to have a different tank that like absorbs light and electric. Not sure. Somebody else could fact check me, a fact check on that, whether or not Lucifer was available. From what I understand, Satan was available in the original, somebody was saying, so maybe Lucifer was originally available. But yeah. How do you keep Omnit Succession on Creation Path? Just New Game Plus. If you do Reborn instead of Newborn, you keep all that stuff. There's Enduring Soul on MC. That's not good. Well, none of this is good. What's your favorite ending? I do like True Neutral on Creation. Is she like low on MP? Why is she physical attacking? Oh, because she can't do anything else to the MC. Wait, can I just win off MC power? Hold on, if I don't summon out anybody else... What does she do here? Demi-Fiend Affinity Strike again! But I don't have like, if this was Heat Riser, or, sorry, Luster Candy, this would work a little bit better, but yeah. Evergreen Dance, I guess. Yeah, I could. Well, she does have her, she should have her unique that pierces, right? And eventually she should use a Magatsuhi skill. I mean, I'll take the win, but it'd be much more interesting to win in a different way. If the game makes me, I'll do an actual strategy, but I don't want to just sit here. Yeah, okay, there's her Magatsuhi skill. Cannot be Veil. Yeah, there it is. Because she should have impalers here, so yeah, she's just gonna kill me here. Alright. Alright, yeah, the game's not just gonna let me get away with that. Because Godborn, they all get Omotoki critical, or sorry, Omotoki impalers, animus, or whatever, so. Yeah, fair enough. Alright. So, okay, so it's not enough to have null. It has to be a reflect or absorb electric for Alice. And then what other things? Yeah, we did. What other things do we have to think about? Well, if we had a tank that had both absorb electric and light, they could probably last a while. What about the dog? Doesn't the dog have a unique taunt or something? Let me go into the compendium and see if we can figure out something. Yeah, Magatsuhi, the Magatsuhi skill, instead of having the Magatsuhi skill for critical on Godborn, they all get like the Impaler one. It's a little inconsistent, Duncan. I think it works on all of their skills, but not their physical attacks. It's hard to tell, because like I've had it with bosses where it only works there for their first attack of their turn if they have multiple press turns, but here it worked for all of them. I'm not sure exactly how it works, but yeah, they all have like the Impaler's animus thing, so they can impale or like pierce through all of your nulls and resists and like repels and everything that you should have by the time of Godborn. Makes even random fights somewhat dangerous if they get their Magatsuhi skill off, which is kind of what you want, I guess. Anyway. So where's the dog? Here, doggy, doggy, doggy. No, not Cerberus. Where's the big old light dog? The, like, other dude. Not this guy, but, like... No, Igor, no. You just get a hot lady instead. Man, she doesn't even have a long nose or anything. Move it. My master has a large nose. Okay. Where's the dog? Maybe if I go by level? Might have passed it already. Yeah, I passed it. Okay. Sort by level. Should be fairly far up there. Oh yeah, here's the other SMT4 design that made its way into SMT5, for those of you who are wondering. It was added as like a free DLC update, so you can go and fight her. She has Mirage attacks and stuff. Unique is 5 physical weak attacks to 1 foe, greater effective targets afflicted with Mirage, as well as Mist Rush and everything like that. So Omagaki Impaler's Animus lasts all cycle. Because Impaler's Animus can stack with Omnipotent Succession, I think it can. Because what you do with Omnipotent Succession is you don't use an attack because it affects your next attack, and then you go for that, right? We could do something kind of cheesy with Mushu. Because Vinyl Bomb, when user takes damage from an attack with a Pierce effect, which her electric attack does have, Deal equivalent almighty damage to the attacker, which would deal a decent amount, but not as much as we probably want. I don't know. Vinyl Bomb's kind of interesting, but Maiden's Morsel is also pretty interesting as well. But I'm trying to look for best demon overall. I don't think there is one, unless you want to count like maybe something like, I don't know. There's some really outstanding demons. Beelzebub, Masakato. Probably the most ubiquitously useful is the new healer from the DLC, the Sakura. She can heal both HP and MP and buff everybody with Heat Riser. She's like the most ubiquitous best demon. Yeah, hi Mara. But there's no like best in all situations, which is kind of the point. That's a good thing. Where's the other dog? I know I have him. I know I've unlocked him. Because I've gone through Vengeance and I've unlocked everything there, so... Ah, there he is. Hayataru. Witness me. It's just +2 to evasion and accuracy. I mean, this technically wouldn't be too bad, because, like, he already has a resistance to light and electric. He would actually be pretty decent for this fight, but yeah. This isn't actually too bad. Well... I could probably find something better. Because what do I really need? I need somebody who resists or null seal. And then I could just give him, like, repel light and repel electric or something. That's even better than Neo Cadenza. It is Neo Cadenza pretty much, right? Except for the MP effect. But yeah, it is pretty much the same thing. It doesn't heal as much as some of the other unique healing skills in the game, but Konohana Sakya is just like the best overall demon probably in the entire game. No, it's just a +1. It's like HP and MP recovery to all allies and raises all stats by 1 rank for 3 turns. When all stats are raised, greatly increases the amount of HP or MP restored by users' healing skills. So, yeah. And then you got Heal Pleroma, High Heal Pleroma. Her unique Magatsui skill is Blossoming Sakura, which puts everybody to +2. And has a higher amount of HP and MP recovery. Is there a Divine Grace equivalent passive to increase the effect of HP and MP restored? Kind of. You have the Heal Pleromas. So this is like, you know, heal boost and heal amp, basically. Because I don't think there are any skills that heal 100% outside of a couple of unique ones. Yeah, this one, Illusion Harvest, for full HP recovery to all allies and heals above max HP. This is really good, especially in base game. It's not as good here, but the fact that you can heal everybody to full and past that without having to set up Bowl of Hygia, which allows you to overheal allies up to a certain amount, that's just something that's baked into Demeter's effect here. And then the last one to have a unique healing skill that I can think of is Danu with Matriarch's Love, which is moderate HP and removes all allies on debuffs. There's also one for the story girl, the like Maria has one, right? Or does she not? She's not. Never mind. Oh, this is actually not bad. When user guards or has defense ranked raised by 2 ranks, pierce effects will be nullified. Oh, but it's only for her. Actually, isn't this a mistranslation? Isn't it when she has +2 defense and she defends, it'll nullify pierce? I mean, there is that. Yeah. that does like just nuke everything in the game, Duncan, including Demi-Fiend and everything, but Mediarahan, but you'll never need that much and it's too expensive. Yeah. I think they kind of nerfed her a little bit from base game. Demeter, like she's a little bit worse than she was in base game, and then she's also got more competition now with Konohana Sakya and Danu being available from I think base game now, because I think she was originally DLC. Her and I think Dagda were originally DLC, but now they're just in base game. Yeah, that's what I thought. I could have sworn that was a mistranslation. There are some like actual mistranslation. There's a whole like spreadsheet that somebody made of like all the mistranslations and like what they actually do and how they actually proc. For example, the like stuff with Nua and how good she is wasn't figured out for a while because this like description is not great. When user resists or nulls an attack 2 times or more, adds one press turn icon at the start of the user's next turn. People thought that was during you had to get hit twice in one turn, but no, it just is any turns. It like stacks between turns and in fact between battles. So she got hit like once in like a previous battle, and then you go into the next battle and she gets hit again, you get the press turn on the next turn, even if she only gets hit once on that next battle. Yeah, it's a lot better than people realized. She makes for a really good tank. But yeah, there's some mistranslations here and there. I think technically Lucifer's was mistranslated to be just to not have the standard attack thing. So it originally read, while in the active party, increases crit rate and grants pierce effect to all allies, but they didn't say like for standard attacks. So this used to be like read much as like way better. Oh yeah, it just makes Nua like one of the best tanks in the game, like probably the best tank in the game, and like a really good demon just in general, because she's another demon who has become just like ubiquitous. Like she is always good in pretty much every single fight. There are some fights like this one here where she's not as effective because Ishtar has pierce skills, but even still, like if she had a high enough vitality stat, she can kind of tank it. Like she can tank pretty well. I could level her up to like 120 and she could probably tank just fine, but we'll see if I don't want to have to do that, but I could. I want to try and see if I can find an answer without like leveling up to like 120 or whatever. Yeah, Lucifer's only affects basic attacks, but yeah, I mean there is some of that stuff in like some of the older, like Persona 3 Reload. The traits were not well translated. There were some errors there for the like for the party member unique traits or whatever that you got. Older Persona games also have some translation issues. For example, Persona 4, the PS2 version, copy pasted over some of the translations for skills from Persona 3's translation, but because things were rebalanced, some of the translations on like how much damage some of the physical skills and other things do is just wrong. Because things got rebalanced from P3 to P4, but the translation wasn't updated, so. Mastema. Yeah, there is some fun stuff you can do with like Aminazako and stuff. There are counters for like pierce effects. Okay, so what am I trying to think? Do I want to make a tank to like help with this boss fight? Would that be useful? If so, who would it be? Is there a good option for this? So... I have to go and... go into the demon list a minute. So I'm looking... So, okay. Pierce. We go into the unique passives. See if there's something that deals with Pierce skills. Because I think there are some. Incoming attack, counters, okay. Interesting. Only Morrissey and Mushu have counterattacks that proc on getting hit with a Pierce skill. That might not actually be a terrible idea. So what does Morrissey get? She gets 250 base power, light damage. Oh, but light damage doesn't matter probably here because I think Ishtar... Yeah. So... Okay, so one option would be using Mushu and just having her kind of tank, but she's not too tanky. Like, her vitality stat isn't that great. We could boost it up through, like, incenses, but that would take some grinding. Also, I'd have to, like, mess with her build, because her build's not great. It's alright for, like, normal gameplay, but for Godborn, not great. More than anything, I want a tank that doesn't have seal or like null seal. So do we have somebody that has good... Well, I guess it'll be faster just to go through the compendium. Do we have access to somebody who null seal and there is and could like be a decent tank. Preferably somebody who would also have a useful passive, but Aliyat does. But charge effect, I mean, decent vitality. I'd have to give it better resistances, but that's not a huge deal. Aliyat's not a terrible option. Okay. Samael looks badass. Yeah, he looks pretty good. He's got his own boss fight in Vengeance. And he's got a unique skill of Citadel Poison, which is pretty good. High chance of inflicting poison to all foes. Lowers accuracy and evasion by 2 ranks for 3 turns. And he also grants a Pierce effect on enemies with an ailment for himself and the Kadishu girls. So can be useful in certain situations. Is he considered a super boss? I don't know about a super boss, but like he is like an optional boss that you have to fight. He gets his own like special boss fight that you have to like go out of your way to do. Eye of Ra. He already has Absorb Light, which wouldn't be bad. Null's Seal. Eye of Ra. When switching out, greatly increases damage of the next magic base attack for the switched ally. Could be good. I don't know. Not much there besides that. Better than the other one, but... Trumpeter, always a good option. Well, I say that, but he's actually not as good here as he is in some of the other games. Pian Mikamel... not great. Yeah, especially since he's weak. We don't want him to be weak to electricity, because if we're taking damage from the pierce electric, we can't have them be weak to electric, because it'll pierce through any like resist skills or whatever. Scotty, not better than Ra. Yeah, I think P4 Golden is kind of his peak. Same with Yoshitsune. Both of them kind of peak there. They're still good in other games, just not as good. Come on, with all the demons we have, there's got to be somebody. I mean, Ra isn't terrible, but... Getting down there, though. Okay. No. Yeah, I think Ra might be our best option here. It's worth a try at least. Yeah, because now we're all the way back around. Okay. Yeah, all right. Let's go with the Ra then. Where is he? Here, Ra. I know you're here somewhere. Oh, I have to kick somebody out probably. Well, one thing at a time. Where'd Amon Ra go? Where's it not Amon Ra? Nurse Char herself. I know I saw him. Where'd he go? He's got that funny looking head thing. Oh, there he is. Kansu Ra. Yeah. He already has Hellish Mask and Endure.
仲 悪魔が
Alright, I guess for now, let me get rid of Yoshitsune. I have not used him in a while. Who else have I not used in a while? Probably Dagda, I guess. Yeah. That's fine. I can summon them out again later. Okay, so what do I need to put on? I need to put a taunt skill on him. Apotheosis. So that's going to be a support skill. Fierce Roar would be a good option here. Grab that from Orthus a minute. And since we're only using him for this one thing, we can kind of like hard spec him in one direction here. Is there a healing skill that heals ailments? Yeah, there is. Let's grab me Patra. And then I'm gonna need more level items. All right, let's go work on that a minute. Grab mods. Loa. Matador. Let's see, where's a good spot with a bunch of enemies in this area? I can just guess over by Gins is probably fine. Lamia's down there. Nope. That's unfortunate. Okay. Man, we should have been doing that for a while. Random fights would go a lot faster if I was doing that more often. All this Narcissus and no Mitamas? You need like a group of enemies that can turn into Mitamas. Is this guy considered a boss? Can I not insta-kill this dude? I don't really care about fighting him. Dude, I hate random Godborn fights, man. They're such a waste of time. They're not fun. They really aren't. They're just long, tedious, and like not interesting whatsoever. Man, not a ton of Mitamas around here, even with the DLC thing on. It's not like a good clump of enemies I can wander around. Maybe there's a better spot in Lake Shinagawa over here. Somewhere over here, yeah. Container Yard usually has a good amount of enemies. There we go, yeah. Bum ba dum bum 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 ba da dum bum bum bum. Oh, missed. Man, that was unlucky. Especially since they started with their evasion debuffs. And we still somehow missed. No, I went for the debilitate again? I mean, I'll take another stab at trying to kill you, sure. Let's go gambling! I need more than that. Gonna need some better luck than that. Okay. Hey, there we go. And then there was one. Not even get that many more grimoires than like the first area. Maybe we should just be going there. Not sure if well, actually I was gonna say like higher level Mitamas would give more books, but they're all 150, right? So doesn't even matter, I suppose. So it just comes down to like what's the best spot for a bunch of them. Nah. Demeter wants to talk about how unlucky we are. Oh, shoot. Oof, only 12. Okay. No party-wide almighty attack to just wipe them out? No, they resist almighty. If you're at their level and you have a high enough magic stat, there are a couple of pierce skills, like Amon's skill here, Megiddo Flame, that does pretty well. But you need to have a high magic stat for that. And given Godborn stats, he's not going to be able to like just power his way through. I'd have to level him up to like 150 to have a decent chance of that. And even then I might have to like increase his magic past that. That was the best. Amon was the best option I found in before Godborn though. Here I'm just banking on luck pretty much. Just the Matador, crippling blow, chance of insta-kill when striking a weakness or landing a crit. Mott has the same thing. Taboo increases the chance of insta-kill. So if you're at the same level, it's fairly consistent, but with our lower luck stat, I think it affects it slightly. Plus you have to get a crit in the first place, which is pretty consistent, but no, there isn't. You can scan them one at a time with the item, but each individual one will have a different weakness, so. And they know all ailments there, as you can see. Yeah, you can see his luck is 293. And vitality is 220 there. Agility is 318, which is why I still miss sometimes. Yeah. Oops, wrong one. Might as well grab it while we're here. I'll need them eventually for the MC. Once I want to get them up to like 150 or whatever. Probably not until I do the super bosses though. Like Masakato and stuff. Yeah, I didn't end up using the Gleam Grenade at all. I think in my actual playthrough. I have it because I, you know, got the game and like, I think that was a pre-order bonus or whatever. But why are you level 69? I don't remember. I think I just wanted your essence, didn't I? And I haven't summoned out the other one that's like an actual level. Just from being in the party or whatever. Oh, nice. That's level 99 for Ra. Okay. So I'm still going to need more Grimoires, though, because I still need to grab at least Enduring Soul, probably. life, life surge, and then repeller, absorb electric. So I'm gonna still need some more books, but getting there. Probably 20 or 30 more books at least, depending on how bad my luck is with getting the essence. Do I even have it on me? Do I have it on this save? I don't know. I might have like not even installed it. I genuinely might not even have it. I own it, but I don't think I actually have ever used it, really. Yeah, I don't think I have it. I don't know, maybe I should have it, but I don't. How do you get Seth to notice you? I don't know where he flies, but I can't seem to catch his attention. He's one of the bigger demons I haven't taken out yet. Yeah, he's annoying to get to. I'm trying to remember. I think you have to get up like on like the crane or like, okay, yeah, but he's like on or up like on a container or something for his fight. But yeah, there is a side quest with him, so. Too bad you can't say just like red Mitamas or like gray Mitamas. Because I don't need any of the gray ones really. I think I have like 30 of the MC level up items on me. I could get them to like 150 right now. I just haven't. Trying to make this a bit more interesting. Oh, is he? I thought he was in the second area with that cargo area. I'm thinking of a different guy, maybe, who's flying around that area. That's Thunderbird? My bad. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of somebody else then. I remember running around for a while trying to figure out how to get to him. Okay. It's funny to see that there's an electric skill called Narukami because, yeah, it's just because you Narukami, but It's just like, yeah, that's how that works, so. Alright, so who are we pulling out first? Well, I know I'm gonna want Enduring Soul. I'm trying to remember who that is. I think it's Siegfried, if I remember correctly. Yep, it's Siegfried. Okay. I already have the Nahabihos, though. Let's save myself some time. Just use the Nahabihos for now. So, like, is there anything else I would want to get off of him? Probably not. Oh, there is Frey Kugel and High Restore. Well, one thing at a time. That's for future me to worry about, I suppose. And then I'm gonna need either Repel or Drain Electric. See, Drain Electric would be from Zeus, which I could do, but then I'd have to pull him back out again. Otherwise, Sandaphalon. Sandaphalon's level 88, Zeus is level 86. It's about the same thing. Let's just do Repel Electric. That way I don't have to pull back out Zeus. So let's just grab Sandaphalon real quick. Oh. By, alphabet here. S.
Nakama.
Let's go gambling. Let's see how many grimoires it takes to get Sandaphalon's essence a minute. Literally on the last one. Okay, great. I know. The worst is Beelzebub's. The fact that he gets Boon Boost EX, it's such a pain in the ass. At least before Godborn. It's not as bad after, like, once you get access to, like, max level 150 for Godborn and everything. But the fact that he's, like, what, level 96 base, and, like, for, like, the first, until you unlock 150 as the new max, you have like 3 levels, so you just constantly reset over and over again. That is, and like it's Boon Boost EX, so like anybody who's running any sort of buffing or debuffing build is gonna want that, right? So, anyway. Also, Repel Electric is fine because I think it does damage to her. Technically, I think I would usually go for Absorb Electric here because it's our tank, but I don't know. I just don't want to have to like pull back out Zeus and everything. It's about the same one way or another. If it really makes a difference, I can change it later. And then we need Great Life Spring. so that's going to be Thunderbird, right? I think I'm going to need more, Oh yeah, Tao also has a unique healing skill. Not bad, actually. Because it's got Heat Riser and removes all debuffs. Could be useful for this fight, possibly. Especially since she already gets no light. What does she have for not... Like, what build do I have on her right now? Light of Order, Energy Drain, High Heal Pleroma, Abyssal Mask, Drain Dark, Great Life Spring, Repel Fizz, Enduring Soul. I could just change Drain Dark to Drain Electric, and she'd be good for this upcoming, for the Ishtar fight. No, if I need to, I can, but for now. Do I even have her on me? I should pull her out. Yeah, apparently I don't have her on me. Her and Thunderbird. Let me just see if I get lucky here, but I think I'm gonna need more grimoires for Thunderbird. Yeah. Alright. I healed everybody, right? Yep. Okay. Everybody's back to full MP. Okay. Come on. Alright. Got most of them. Nice. Both Lo and Masakato leveled up. Yeah, it does seem like the Mitumas give a good decent amount of money and XP just on their own, regardless of what they drop, which I guess makes sense for Mitumas. Honestly, it kind of sucks that Mituma grinding for DLC stuff is kind of like the way to go. Like, this process would be so much more tedious of getting skills on demons without the Mituma DLC. I feel like the Mituma DLC has become a little bit of a crutch for Atlas when it comes to giving places for players to grind on enemies and everything. Like, you don't need that because you just have the Mituma DLC. So on the one hand, you don't have like random places just for grinding purposes, but on the other hand, you do kind of have those sometimes. They're just locked behind a $5 paywall. Yeah. I did stop myself from buying the Mituma DLC though for Ride Out because I didn't want to, you know, bork the game's balancing. At least not until I get into late game or like New Game Plus or something. Alright, let's see if that's going to be enough grimoires. I think Lucifer also leveled up there too. Yeah, 105. Come on. There it is. Go Thunderbird. Teleport back over. There's probably more I could do, but let's just go for... So let's do a Great Life Spring. So Fire Pleroma. Alright, let's try that with him being a tank. And then we'll see how that goes. I could throw on Life Spring on top of that too. On top of Great Life Spring, so try that maybe. Hey, for once we won't have a girl in the party. Or we'll have like one less girl in the party. It won't be all girls. Which is a rare sight in SMT 5 engines sometimes. I do wonder if there's a little bit of waifu favoritism going on with some of the demon designs and everything. Some of the better demons, on the whole, tend to be the goddesses, you know? Or various female demons. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. And to be fair, they're only just playing to their, you know, demographics, so if they are doing that, can't really blame them on that one. Okay, let's see how this goes. I could better optimize Amon Ra, but one thing at a time. Well, I guess if I can't beat her today, we can try again next week. I'll make some more demons and make some adjustments to the builds off stream, and we can try again. But yeah, let's try this build. We'll see how it goes. Try a couple more times, and then if I can't beat her, we'll just come back to this next week. Okay. Nice. That one, okay. And so now we can Obby Veil again. Vipatra. Heal. Die for me. Evergreen Dance. Hey, there we go. All right, this is working a lot better. Our tank is actually tanking. All right, so let's go ahead and critical. Re-up Fierce Roar. Going Bull. Oh yeah, this is working out way better. We'll see how it goes when she gets the Impaler thing. Like when she uses her Magatsuki skill, but... strangely enough, she hasn't been going for her unique at all. Bit odd. I guess maybe her AI sees that he's not usually immune to electricity, so she keeps going for that on him. No, because he's using Hamon and he naturally absorbs light, so... yeah, I guess we'll just have to see how it goes when she goes for the critical. I wonder if I can debilitate her. Is that going to make her Dacunda before she attacks? Oh, incoming Magatsuki attack. Okay. Alright. Let me debilitate. Go ahead and defend. Heal and everybody's stats up. Die for me and Kanabi Veil. See how this goes. Huh. That's weird. I don't understand how the Impaler thing works. Maybe it doesn't pierce repel? Oh, that's right. You can't pierce repel in this game. That's why. Oh. Yeah, I remember now. I remember how this game works now. I'm only on Godborn. You think I'd know that, but anyway. But no, the Summon Konsu Ra build seems to be working out okay. So far, at least. Kind of was hoping that Alice would be doing more damage, but oh well. Okay. I mean, I'll eventually win at this, right? So there's that. Just attack so we can get another press turn here. I guess her agility is not high enough compared to level 150 Ishtars to hit more than twice, because that's the minimum. Arakuma one more time here, because most of our damage is coming from that. Let's go ahead and guard. Pull. There's our Dreadful Gleam. Kiarama. Dacunda. Okay. Just acting a bit more intelligently here. Guess it's kind of luck of the draw what she decides to go for. Let me just pass, because I've got to have him Epatra. And then also I have to get back around to him so he can re-up his Fierce Roar. Kanabi Veil. Fierce Roar. Pass and just hit for some damage. Touch the Gleam again. Okay. Shoot, Alice had to use her Enduring Soul. Omnipotent. Let's just Kanabi. Epatra. Heal. Attack for the press turn. We'll go ahead and debilitate. Start for Blame again. Kunda, okay. She's using Kunda more. I don't think there's much of a point to debilitating anymore, unfortunately. Let's just go ahead and use a Amrita Soda on Sakya here. Fierce Roar. Bull. Die for me. Kanabi Veil. Okay. Nice. Return. Always like to see that. Love to see that. Kanabi Veil. Let's just pass and re-up buffs and heal. And then Evergreen. Fierce Roar. I should have defended there instead of Fierce Roar. That was a mistake. What the heck? Why didn't she hum on... Okay, whatever. I don't understand why she didn't hum on Kansu Ra there. He literally just re-upped his taunt. Anyway, critical. Kumo a few times here. Attack for the press turn. Bowl. Murakumo again. Defend. Heal. Attack for the extra damage. Okay, nice. Return. Low health animation. Kanabi. Fierce Roar needs to get up again. Let's go ahead and bowl. Die for me. And we'll go ahead and Evergreen. Nice. Free turn. Pass. Re-up buffs. Die for me. Evergreen. Defend. Okay, incoming Magatsui turn. Let's go ahead and Kanabi. Guard. Bowl. Guard. Okay. Critical. She's in low health animation. Probably gonna be it. One, two, three, four. Definitely getting down there. Let's go ahead and re-up Fierce Roar. Let's just energy drain for the press turn. Die for me. Murakumo again. go ahead and guard. 3 up buffs. Hit the die for me. One more round. Oh, here comes Charm. Trip Gleam. Surprised nobody died there. Must be because we were overhealed. Okay. Kansu Ra is not immune to Charm, so let's go ahead and read a Soda him. Probably should have just showered. Oh well. But he can be Patra. Get rid of the Charm on Alice. Heal. Die for me. Kanabi Veil. Okay. That's not good. Okay, there we go. Alright, there should be game. Critical. Yeah, whatever. I was just thinking I could have swapped out Kansu Ra for somebody else a minute, but for more damage, but it doesn't matter. I think this is gonna be it. Just a sliver left of health. Wait, didn't we Omnipotent Succession? I thought we did. I guess not. My bad. Still should be game. Yeah, there it is. I feel like I used Alice against her in another run as well. Could be wrong on that, but I have a vague recollection of that. There we go. How could I have been bested by a lowly demon like you? Well, I beat her without getting rid of any of her ley line things. That should give me the achievement, right, Steam? We'll see. Sometimes Steam is a bit finicky. But yeah, nice. Probably like when I end the game session, it'll proc the, or next time I like load up the game. Does that sometimes. But yeah, no, I've beat the hardest version of Ishtar. That's kind of nice. That's kind of the only thing I really had left that I really wanted to do in Vengeance, to be honest, or like for right now in Godborn. I don't know. The rest of Godborn just doesn't really appeal to me too much. I'll think about it. Maybe I'll keep playing some Vengeance on stream. Maybe I'll just focus on finishing out Yakuza for now. We'll see. Either way, I think that's probably good for today. Yeah, I gotta go eat something, exercise, finish the Ride-Out outfit. Like 60% of the way done with it. Might save like the cape or something for tomorrow. Work on it later. Anyway, though. Yeah, I'm glad I got that. I was worried she'd be harder, but no, it wasn't too bad. Once I had a proper boss, like a proper tank there. Okay. Yeah, the biggest thing was just her unique pierce skill. It is a decent challenge. More challenging than Cert was, at least, but I actually had to come up with like 2 proper builds for it. That Ra build was just for I keep calling it Amun Ra. It's not Amun Ra. It's Kansu Ra, but yeah, that specific build was just for that fight. So oh, weird. Ignore that first time chatter message. It's just a bot message. Okay. Let me go ahead and close that. Let me see if Steam gave me the achievement or not. If it didn't, I'm going to be very disappointed. Should be it. Achievement, right? No, I got it. It just didn't show up. Yeah. Mortal Hubris and 7 Agonies. Defeated Ishtar without weakening her Magatsuya, her system of Magatsuya at all. Yep. That brings me down to... How many achievements do I not have? I think like 10. Which ones am I missing still? Some negotiation stuff. Recruit a bunch of demons through negotiation. Use a bunch of Maka in negotiation. Defeat Agrat's projection twice. Okay. Getting the chaos ending of vengeance. Getting the chaos ending of creation. Getting the normal neutral ending in creation. Getting the law ending in creation. Filling the compendium to 100% completion. Completing the game on Godborn. Getting through all the virtual trainer battles. And then the last one. Okay. So it's mostly just like getting different endings, getting through Godborn, and then some other random miscellaneous stuff, plus the trainer stuff, which I know takes a while and can be very difficult, especially on Godborn. I don't know if you have to do them on Godborn, though, to be fair. It's just as original in challenge mode. I don't know if challenge mode means Godborn or whatever, but yeah. All right. I think that's going to be enough for me, from me for today. Like I said, I got to go exercise, you know, got to go for a run, got to eat something, got to get stuff ready for tomorrow's stream. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the stream. It is fun to, you know, pop in and play a little bit of SMT5 Vengeance for sure. But yeah, I will talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow when I play some Rideout. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Virgil, Union, Duncan, Jeppo, Christian, Lorenzo, anybody lurking or watching back on the VOD. I hope you all are having a great day. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. But, you know, in case I don't see you, hope you guys have a good afternoon, good evening, and good night. See you guys.